are back. That's right. We are back for Football 101. Football 101 game in review and week 7 review of the NFL games. We are going to, well, I am the Beetle, your host, going to review last night's game, Monday Night Football game, Chicago Bears versus the LA Rams, and week 7 in review. So again, I'm going to break down the game step by step, even though last night I did a quick post-game live show, but I want to slow it down just a little bit for each and every one of you and highlight some of the major plays from last night's Monday Night Football game in LA, Chicago Bears versus the LA Rams, and then week 7 in review. Week 7 in review. Welcome back, everyone. This is my review. And, of course, you know by now the LA Rams beat the Chicago Bears 24-10. That's right, 24-10. This was a big marker. This was a statement game by Sean McVay. Rams to the world, to the at least the Western Conference, Western Division of their particular set of teams against Arizona and San Fran and Seattle. So this was really a statement game for the LA Rams, and also Chicago Bears coming in with a 5-1 record. They wanted to show their physicality. Yeah, this is all about physicality. This was a very physical, and these teams, a matter of fact, Monday Night Football highlighted the defenses more so than the quarterbacks and the off. This was more of a defensive game, and they highlighted on the Rams defense, Aaron Donald, and on the Chicago Bears defense, Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack. So, yeah, this was a you know I had to do it. This was a chance for the defenses to really showcase which defense was the toughest. And matter of fact, just a quick backdrop, even Aaron Donald called out his team after last week's loss against San Francisco. Last week's loss, he called his defense soft. Aaron Donald called his own teammates out and said they were soft, including himself. So they retched it up to another level. And then let me give you a quick overview of the game. Yes, LA Rams head coach Sean McVay. Yes, graduate of Miami University in Ohio. And matter of fact, he was on the hot seat too this past week because again, the Rams are expected to make the Super Bowl this year. They're expecting to make the Super Bowl this year. So pressure was building up on the LA Rams. So let's start with quickly the game. First series on the first quarter. For the Chicago Bears, first down. They got a first down, then 3 and out. They punted. Punt went 44 yards. Rams first series, they had a first down, and then 3 and out. The Bears defense already showed their strength with Hakeem Hicks playing at key point and Khalil Mack. So yeah, Hicks, the number 96. Really showed out last night. The 300-pounder, the defensive tackle. He was very physical right off. He was meaning business. He was talking smack each and every. He was talking smack. And then you have Khalil Mack on the outside rushing from the end. And let me just say, the Bears defense, the linebackers are powerful. They fly well. Their defensive line, very physical. They plug up the holes. And their defensive backs, they are very physical. They are very aggressive. They go after the ball. They just don't tackle. They go after the ball. They try to make turnover. They try to make plays. So again, I really like the Bears defense. As you can tell, it's a physical defense. And let me just say, Chuck Pagano, former Indy head coach, is the defensive coordinator for the Bears, and he is ratcheted up another notch. So the Bears, the Bears rely upon their defense. Okay, so the first series, they did a great job. Second series for the Chicago Bears on offense, 3 and out. Pressure by the Rams, Aaron Donald and his team, along with Jalen Ramsey and the boys, they were wrenching it up, put pressure on Nick Foles. And let me just say, Nick Foles, hello, the magic is not there, Nick Foles. The magic is waning. I'm not gonna say it's over, but it's kind of waning right now. So that's the second series for Chicago Bears. Pressure 3 and out. The second series for the Rams. Golf pulls out and then completes a first down. Golf eventually hits Josh Reynolds for a touchdown, and it's 7-0 for the LA Rams. And the kicker for the LA Rams is Samuel Sloman, an MU graduate, a rookie, made the team and is the official kicker for the LA Rams. I forgot about that. I remember the draft. I remember they selected him, but now on Monday Night Football, it brought to my attention Samuels, who was a superstar at Miami University, by the way, last year. Superstar. He was really, again, the prime superstar athlete on their team last year. Not the only, but, he got a lot of attention and won several games for MU Redhawks back in Miami, Ohio. And, of course, I'm a former Miami University football player myself back in the day during this 1979, 1980. So I dated myself. So anyway, Samuel Sloman kicked the extra point, 7-0. And then the Chicago Bears comes out. Foles hits Cole Kmet for 30 yards. Then they run Cordell Patterson, number 84, wide receiver, running back as well, but he's primarily a wide receiver. He does everything. He's a beast. He was in the flow, and they eventually moved the ball, got a field goal in the beginning of the second quarter for 42 yards, made it 3-7. 3-7. Chicago Bears 3, Rams 7. Then Goff, first drive in the second quarter, hits the Reynolds, 17 yards. Goff hits Reynolds for 5 yards, and then for a first down. Then Mario Edwards of the Bears brings in the pain, and puts pressure on Goff and stops him. And then the Chicago second series in the second quarter messed up big time. Now they were on moving the ball, yet they were trying to get a first down on third down, and Jalen Ramsey makes a great hit on the wide out, on the down and out, preventing the wide receiver from getting a first down inches away. And guess what the Chicago Bears, they tried to go for it on fourth down at their own, I think it was 30-yard line, at their own 30-yard line, came up to the line of scrimmage, and their own offensive lineman jumped off sides, which prevented them from going for, again, that was a key of the bonehead mistakes by the Chicago Bears. They get to a point on offense, they can really get in the flow of things, but the tell of the tape for the Chicago Bears, their offense just does not flow well. Bonehead mistakes. They had to punt. Rams get the ball, drive, and hit the tight end. And then there was a 49, and they moved the ball well, but then they were stopped. Then Samuel Sloman hits a 44-yard field goal, makes it 10-3 Rams. 10-3 Rams. And then finishing out the second quarter, Foles gets on a drive, hits Robinson. Aaron Donald makes a half a sack during that series. Floyd sacks also Foles. Floyd was also a defensive end. I believe he actually played for Chicago Bears as well. And then they had to punt And then Rams, third series in the second quarter. Bears defensive backs are good. They stopped the Rams on that series. At the end, halftime, 10-3 Rams. 10-3 Rams. What does the first half tell you? It tells you that this is going to be a physical game. Both defenses came to play. And I'm sure, again, going in for halftime adjustments, I'm sure Sean McVay made some major adjustment. And it doesn't look like the coach for the Bears made too many adjustments. Because the offense stank it up. The offense stank it up. Sorry to say that, but the offense stank it up to the Bears. Coming out in the third quarter very quickly, I want to wrap this, move on. The Rams' first series, Robinson, defensive end Robinson, a big stop. Ooh, made a big hit. And Matt causes a fumble. Oh my gosh! And Goff fumbled the ball. Yet it made the Rams punt. And it was down at the 1 yard line. So it made the Rams punt. It was down at the 1 yard line. Bears, 3 and out. They had to punt. Then the Rams second series. Goff hits Reynolds, 20 yards. Goff hits Cup. Cooper Cup. Cooper still is fluid. Cooper Cup. And then Brown runs very fit. The running back for the Rams. Now, this is where Sean McVay said, let's get physical. Let's get back to the basics, and let's be physical even on offense. And they kept running the ball, and Brown eventually made a touchdown, made it 17-3 Rams. So right then and there, coming out of halftime, you knew he was going to get back. Sean McVay said, we got to get back to our game plan. Let's be physical. Let's take time off the clock. And we're going to rely upon our defense to stop the Chicago Bears offense. So he just said, run the ball. Flow right. Telling Goff to flow right, flow left. Do these misdirections, but let's be physical. Let's run in between the tackles. And that's where Brown and the other running back did very well. They were physical. That's what happens in the NFL. It comes down to who's going to take the physical level to this violent sport. No, yes, it is a violent sport. So again, they went back to the physical aspect of being more physical. And the Rams are not known to be physical, but it's coming back because they got Aaron Donald. They have Jalen Ramsey. The defense is inflecting the offense and telling the offense, we're physical. Okay, the offense have to be physical. So you can see that was a strategy for Sean McVay on offense. So the Rams sub 17-3. Bears get the ball back. There was a pass interference, and then there was a deflection, and there was an interception. Even though the Bears were moving the ball and actually getting ready to score, Foles gets lackadaisical and throws the ball, kind of like a floater in the end zone. It was deflected, and defensive back Rapp got the interception. Again, Foles, there was no magic for Foles. Then Rams third series in the third quarter, there was a jet sweep to Woods, 20 yards. Then Cooper Kupp hits Cooper Kupp. First down. Goff goes rep, and then he hits the tight end. That's right, tight end. Gerald Everett. Yeah, again, it's tight end weekend. Of course, you're going to go to the tight end. Gerald Everett scores a 12-yard touchdown, makes it 24-3 Rams. So again, staying within their scheme, being physical, going to the tight end, not throwing it all the way down the field. Do what you do best. And Sean McVay did what they did, and they do it best. Go with your tendencies, okay? So they proved it. Made it 24-3. Bears next series. Lewis, big hit, and Patterson. Oh, yeah, the Bears were trying to go on fourth down. They were trying to be physical on offense, and on fourth down, they give it to Cordell Patterson, Mr. Everything, and he got smacked. He got stopped by Lewis. Fantastic, big-time hit, and it stopped him on fourth down. And then the Rams stopped him on third down. Then fourth quarter, the Rams get the ball, and the Bears actually block a field goal on the Rams, and then the Bears the Bears 42-yard to Robinson, and 42-yard, and then somewhere in the between the Rams, I missed it. The Bears scored a touchdown and got 10 points. I'm almost there. And then by the end, the Rams scored and then picked up 24-10. And how did there you go, 24-10. That was basically it. I got some other notes. And Heckler for the Rams, outstanding punter. He nailed it several times. Pinpoint, actually had a 63-yard. That's who I want. Special teams was very important for the Rams. Heckler, the punter, exceptional. Sloman, kicker, exceptional. So their special teams, even the Rams special teams, picked it up another notch. And by the end, yes, Jalen Ramsey got an interception on one of the final drives for the Bears. Again, making it 24-10. What was the lesson from this game? Again, getting back to the basics. And the Rams needed to be more physical, offense and defense. Again, Jalen Ramsey did a great game, but there were several plays where he did get burnt. And if the ball was on spot, which Foles was really off, and I'm really questioning whether Foles is going to last this They don't have anywhere to turn, but if it gets really bad, they're going to have to go back to Trubisky. They didn't think so, but Foles that magic is not there. But Foles, one thing, let me just say, Foles was frustrated because he's not getting the calls. He's not getting the calls from the head coach in time to really set up the play. So he's an experienced quarterback. He's getting the calls late. You could see it last night. Brian Greasy in the Monday Night Football brought it up. He said he's getting the calls late. He can't make any adjustments. They're running out of time. So you can see the management, the call, the offensive coordinator, and the head coach, obviously the same, just not on the same plane. So their offense is struggling big time, and that causes the Bears defense with Khalil Mack and Hicks being frustrated. And they do have a great Bears defense. Remember the Bears defense of the 80s? I remember it very well. Of the 80s. Classic Bears defense of the 80s. And it actually reminds me of way back in the day with Dick Butkus and back in the 60s. Oh, yeah. Okay, the Bears did not look good offensively. They need serious help because they're going to fall by the wayside real fast with Green Bay in the division. And yes, even the Lions are coming up very soon. So there you go. That's my wrap-up of the Chicago Bears and LA Rams game. It ended 24-10. And so there's a lot to learn from that game, and that's a pivotal game. That was a statement game for the Rams. Now, the other games, very quickly, I want to highlight during Week 7 of the NFL. Week 7 of the NFL. Okay. Week 7 of the NFL. Other games. Speaking of which, San Francisco, I got to get to this. The 49ers went to New England and spanked the Patriots. Garoppolo, former backup quarterback for the Patriots, went back to New England and say, yes, you benched me all these years behind Brady. I'm making it now. I'm getting back in the fold. They came in and took care of business against New England. And that was a statement game for San Francisco. Garoppolo was a little bit on the hot seat, obviously, and that was a statement game by San Francisco. Again, Week 7 is pivotal. Don't forget this week of games. These were statement games by the teams that's trying to solidified their place in the playoffs, but it also solidified whether they're going to go up, elevate up, or go down. But that was a statement game by the 49ers. Responded very well against the Patriots and Cam Newton and Julian Edelman and the Patriot way. Well, guess what? I was a Patriot fan, okay? But I know, like I said, I know when to get off. Get off and get out of New England. Just like my boy Brady. Just like my boy Brady. So San Francisco took care of it. Also, a special win by Arizona Cardinals took out the Seattle Seahawks in overtime. Yes, Kyler Murray took advantage of the mistakes by Russell Wilson. 3 interceptions, costly interceptions. Oh, man, that was a heartbreaker. And because the Seahawks were undefeated, they were moving, just playing very well. But they had close games. But Seahawks always gets too complacent in the most critical downs. They do not get those critical first downs. And that's what cost them. And by the way, that superstar stud Metcalf just ran down Buda Baker, and that's the highlight of the year when there was an interception and Metcalf, went 22 miles per hour. 22 miles per hour, Metcalf, and tackled Buda Baker before he got to the end zone. Wow, you've seen the tape. Phenomenal athlete, superstar. But again, the Seahawks blew a major. And give credit to the Cardinals. They're scrappy. They're in conference. They're winning their games in conference. So they will be there at the end. So I give props to them. I'm not a big Cardinals fan, but I give props to them. And then there was Detroit beats Atlanta. Did you see the Lions beat the Falcons? And did you see the bonehead play by Gurley when the Atlanta Falcons could have won the game easily? All he had to do was running and then stop before he gets to the end zone. What does he do? He falls down right on the end zone line, and guess what? The Lions get the ball back, and they drive and they score. So sad. So Atlanta, let's just implode. Let's just implode everything. Start from scratch. Please. They've already fired, which I predicted they were going to fire their coach, but they got to just start from scratch. Oh, man. But give props to Detroit. Never giving up. Lions are right there, too. Moving up. And then there was a big beatdown by the Washington football team against the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. Oh, that was horrible what happened to Andy Dalton and the criticism that happened afterwards when his own teammates would not defend him. He was crushed by a flagrant foul, and his own teammates didn't even counteract that hit, and that was disgusting. Where's the team? There's no team chemistry, and that goes to the head coach, McCarthy. And I predict he's out by the end of the season. First, they got to fire Nolan, the defensive coordinator. Did you see by the way, I saw a special segment of it's Nolan, the defensive coordinator. He had a press conference, and right before the press conference, he was eating some hot wings or something, and he somehow got the hot wings in his eyes. Play the tape. You Google Mike Nolan, the defensive coordinator, during that press conference. He actually was blinded by the hot sauce in his eyes. He was blinded by the hot sauce. The coaches in Dallas do not care. They have no idea. And McCarthy, oh man, what a joke. What a joke. That's the reason why Aaron Rodgers did not get along with McCarthy by the end with the Packers. So that was a great upset for the Washington Reds. And a shout out to Ron Rivera for having his last treatment for cancer. So we give it up to Ron Rivera. He used to be coach for the Panthers here in North Carolina. But give it up to Ron Rivera making some serious headway against cancer. And now he's at least finished with his treatment and he can concentrate, still follow up, but concentrate on his football team. A special salute for Ron Rivera. And then finally, I have to say, week 7, of course, week 7. Oh my gosh, I'm losing everything. I'm done. There you go. I messed up my glasses. It come out. I'm still the Bucks bringing the pain. The Bucks bring the pain, and Brady, Gronk, take care of the Raiders. That's what I've got to be. The Bucks and Brady took care of the Raiders. And there was a beat down. They got a physical defense. The players are coming in the fold. Brady's in the groove. Gronk scores touchdown, a couple of touchdowns. It was tight end weekend, and Brady is feeling it. He's finally getting in the groove, and they just signed Antonio Brown to come to the Bucks. So right now, again, this was a statement game from by the Bucks, and Brady. Brady and Gronk are so happy to be out of New England. There you go. Yeah, so happy to be released. Not even offered a decent contract. They're so happy to be down south in Tampa. There you go. With everything going crazy. I'm losing my glasses. I'm being too physical in the studio. But this is the wrap-up for week number 7 of the NFL, and also a review of the game last night, Monday Night Football game. Chicago Bears, the Bears versus the Rams. This is the Beetle, and this is Football 101. We out of here. Yeah.